All right, guys, let's cover what's going on in the bond market. It doesn't look great to say the least. I also want to go over the Bitcoin setups that I shared yesterday and kind of my setups for tomorrow. It's going to be a real quick video. Again, headline risk is massive. With bonds looking like this, there's still fear. And yeah, you just kind of be light on your feet. Don't you want to be taking profit fast. You want to be exiting positions fast, at least in my opinion. I've been scalping a bunch, so all right, let's go over the bonds real fast though. So bonds this high is not good at all. It makes it really hard for the US to refinance its debt, and that's not good for the federal bank. And you have slowing growth. So you have slowing growth, higher yields, dollar going down. Basically, it's just a shit sandwich. Honestly, I don't understand enough about it to, give you a coherent view. But just know that um, yield goes up when people are selling, right? And we don't want the yield to go up because eventually when we have to refinance our debt, it's so much, um, we could just kill ourselves because we have so much debt and we have to refinance at 5%. Shoot yourself in the foot. So that's not good. There's also I think it's called a carry trade. I've been trying to learn about it. I don't know. I don't really trade this stuff anyways, but it's just good to know, right? It just basically put the 30-year and the 10-year on your chart. If it keeps going up, it's probably bad, right? Who's selling them? Maybe China. Maybe people are, I don't know, fleeing the US, going into other bonds like German bonds or maybe Japanese bonds. I don't know. But yeah. Anyways, higher yield, bad, right? That's all you need to know. What do we see in the market today? Oil still kind of cratering. Let's go on the daily here. Give this overview. So oil still tanking. Dollar still going crazy down. Gold, I think, made a new all-time high today, actually. So gold, new all-time high, and dollar crashing, yields going up, right? So basically risk off, you can think about it, right? We also had the NASDAQ kind of give back most of its gains. I think it hit the limit down and then bounced. So it was going to get halted and then it didn't. But anyways, that's basically it. I mean, have one of these up on your trading view chart. I like paying attention to all these. Really, you just want to watch the bond market right now. Watch the dollar, maybe throw on gold, give you some context in oil, and then the S&P and the NASDAQ. I think that's really all you need. But anyways, that's that. Guys, you don't really need to know much about it. Just know yields go up, it's bad. Okay, and then the setups in Bitcoin. I was telling you guys yesterday, it was going to fill that area out. When you have this weak structuring, especially, I mean, it is just following the S&P, right? So it's not like this was some kingmaker trade. If the S&P kept going up, we would have held these singles and probably kept going. But we didn't, right? We filled out these all singles, or the whole single print section, and we actually bounced right off the bottom of it. And it doesn't look great. I mean, right now, you probably want to block like this area out. And we'll see if we can reclaim this. We have this anchored view up from the bottom, and then I have the anchored view up from the Trump pump. And you also have I mean, that's basically the same. This is the weekly view up. What's the monthly doing? Not really important. Anyways, I think you kind of have maybe two setups here. So if we can get back above like here, we filled this out maybe. So how you can kind of think about it, right? We have this lower distribution here. If we can accept back into this distribution, I would expect us to honestly trade at the highs, but that's putting a lot in the market tomorrow. I don't know if that's what it's going to do, but if we build these singles out, this is obviously the first area that would probably reject right from the singles area. So watch that. But if we do fill them out, You have previous day VWAP. I don't think that's too important. I think this anchored VWAP, just so we can get above it, right? If it keeps sloping down and then we get above it and we start accepting into this range here, I think you can try to get long. But I mean, this is like a massive move in itself, or not massive, 2.5%. But you don't need to catch that, right? It's kind of uncertain right now what's going to happen. I mean, spot bid has came back, which is good, but we've seen it's not the end all be all. Excuse me, it's not the end all be all. We get the spot bid and we get still trade lower, so is what it is. I'm just paying attention to it. I think that's it. I mean, you don't have really many plays. I might try like a cheeky long in here, depending on how it looks in the order flow, but you're kind of wishing on some upward momentum and the market's kind of heavy right now. So I'm just leaning on really kind of, A plus setups and just betting on this gap fill is not really one. So if we do end up trading lower, I don't even know if I would look to shorts. I don't know. That's basically all I'm thinking. Not much, guys. Like I said, it's news-driven environment, so there's not much you can put on the chart. Just kind of train these basics setups and see how we go from there. If you have any questions, though, let me know. Definitely pay attention to the bond market. I think that's the most important thing right now. So, all right. Thanks, guys.